ahead of this incredible Junior GP race.
Certainly an exciting grid anyways, when we will go through it fully, but we've got such talent all across the 32 positions.
Yeah, absolutely incredible stuff. And this emerging rivalry between Rico Salmela and Brian Uriarte really is one to watch. I mean, and seeing Hakim as well on the third row. Row 2, we've got Rios, Morelli and O'Gorman. Row 3, Ramostofa, Zani and Ao Alsina. Behind them on row 4, Inamitsu Asian Talent Cup champion Pratama and Mitani as well, both champions. Pugliese makes it that. On row 5, Daniel Esteban Gonzalez, and on row 6, Poggio, Ligori and Bertolao. On row 7, Belford, Singapore and Abruzzo. On row 8, Bayonne, Uchimi, Van Chaik. Row 9, Moundsy, Nicholas and Farkas. And then on row 10, Brown, Monognane and Michielon. On row 11, Wojcicki and Agostinelli.
So lots of rookies here in this class, a number of riders jumping up from the European Talent Cup. European Championship helps close out talented names from all different types of programs, from the NTC, from the ATC, riders who have been in the ETC and then all made their way to Junior GP. Ultimate goal, well, they want to win a Junior GP World Championship. Absolutely. They want to win a couple of races, but it's to get onto the World Championship stage, the Grand Prix stage, with the best of the best. We've seen last year's champions move up. We've seen Guido Pini, Alvaro Carpe move up, Angel Piqueras a couple of seasons ago, and making their mark on the Grand Prix and World stage. So, flag is out. That will be waved down shortly. The safety car pulls up to the back of the grid. We are ready to go. The orchestra of sound. The Junior GP season is underway. Salmela gets a good launch, as does Uriarte. They are neck and neck going into the first corner. It looks like it's going to be Uriarte who has the advantage. Indeed it is. The number 54, Jesus Rios, shaking his way into second position. Salmela, the pole sitter, has been relegated into third by the first corner. But look at this from Brian Uriarte, the star in the making that he is of the 72 Artbox machine, takes the early lead.
Yeah, absolutely sensational from Brian Uriarte, but also from Jesus Rios. That was an absolutely incredible start, showing just how aggressive he is off the line, and that is why he is grabbing so many headlines and the attention of so many people.
Brilliant stuff from Lights Out then, setting the tone for what's to come. We can only hope. Brian Uriarte is opening up a bit of a gap already. Salmela's having a little bit look on the inside here at turn 6. He won't make the move on Jesus Rios. Hakim Danish though on the outside, hangs it on the outside of Salmela, but doesn't make it stick. So those trio are very tight together. Then you see the Irish tricolour, the number 67, Casey O'Gorman, looking to get his way onto the podium here. Pau Alsina running in 7th place, Zani, Pratama, Pugliese completing your top 10 with Joel Esteban in P11. It is, you could throw a blanket over 2nd to 10th position currently.
Yeah, absolutely. And that was an incredible move that we just saw there from Hakim Danish to move into P3, overtaking Rico Salmela, who's now dropped down to 4th from P1. So that is very, very interesting. And at the beginning, it looks like it's Brian Uriarte who is just...
Uriarte will not be concerned. He's trying to avoid all of this, and he's the perfect first lap here in Portugal for...
Yeah, very much in the conversation, but we have to point out as well that there's around 6/10 of a second in lap time between Brian Uriarte and Rico Salmela. So very interesting, and there's going to be a long lap penalty there, I think.
Yeah, a couple of penalties from before, but VEDA Pratama running inside the top 5 now. He's got a long lap penalty coming his way, as does Dodo Baggio, the Italian rider. But Dodo Baggio is currently a bit further, sitting outside the points in P18. So they have to serve long lap penalties coming into this race. They have been notified they can do it. They have 3 laps to carry out their punishment. But look at this from Uriarte. He is steaming off into the distance. We told you already that he had topped every session bar 1, which was qualifying in Estoril, and he is keen to right the wrongs of Saturday afternoon. And he is, what, 1.2 seconds ahead of the pole sitter Salmela already. Hakim Danish, the Malaysian rider, this would be a brilliant result for him too. Long way his hands, not just in this class, but also in the European Talent Cup. Of course, Carlos Cano, the reigning champion there. No spoilers here of what happened in the opening race, but it was a belter. But yeah, Alzamora certainly has some talent on his hands, as we see Jeremy Wachowski has crashed out of contention. The number 92, less than an ideal start to the season for him. He is now down and out of the season opener.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
Here comes Pratama for his long lap penalty. VEDA Pratama, huge talent, precocious talent from Indonesia, an Asia Talent Cup champion in 2023, if my memory doesn't fail me. But yeah, big things expected of him, and perhaps could spring a surprise or two here in 2025.
I don't think it would be
see them performing on the world stage,
and it's a real
seeing them in Moto 3 as real challengers, so it's a great thing. So Salmela, Hakim Danish, side by side down the front straight in a battle for second position. Will it be the pole sitter? Will it be the Malaysian? It looks like it's going to be the pole sitter that takes second position off the hand. Yeah, slipstream, a huge impact here as well. We've seen already Uriarte not needing, reels off another fast lap, fastest lap of the race, a 1:43.30 down. Vietnamese rider coming up from the European Talent Cup, making his junior GP debut. So back out front, Uriarte. He's in a country acre of space, Connor. He is no contenders right now. Rico Salmela, though, he's in second place, and he's got some trouble. He's got some
running second, at least for the time being, with Rico Salmela and Hakim Danish on his trail.
Yeah, it's going to keep chopping and changing here. It's the first opportunity now for Salmela or Danish to slip back. Danish is in the slipstream of O'Gorman. Salmela is pulled wide a little bit early. Here we see the slipstream come into full effect. Danish pulling out to the far left, overtakes O'Gorman, overtakes Salmela. Will Salmela have the inside line? And just as quick as you know it, O'Gorman is now outside. But no trouble so far at the front, as these three riders here battle for second, third and fourth position. It's Salmela who threads the eye of the needle and pushes his way through the middle of both his competitors to take second position.
Yeah, absolutely incredible there from Salmela. Such a difficult move between the two of the bikes. He's managed to make it, and not only that, he's made it.
Remount, but that's disappointment for the American rider. So, there you see Uriarte. All by himself out front, very briefly. He's been very quick all day. It's Salmela over O'Gorman and Danish. These three then. Danish searching for his first podium in the class. Salmela. Pratama leads a group of riders there. The number 9 looking to drag himself into contention, and he could drag the likes of Leonardo Zanni, Pau Alsina, Jesus Rios down in 8th position, Marco Morelli and Leo Rammersdorfer in 9th and 10th. Joel Esteban, the former Moto 3 World Championship rider, back in the Junior GP category. We've seen him across the opening rounds of the Moto 3 World Championship, finishing inside the points as well. But he's running in 12th position here. He has struggled this weekend in these conditions.
Yeah, it's also quite surprising to see Jesus Rios back there in P8. I mean, he's someone that I really thought was going to grab this round by the scruff of the neck, and he's clearly struggling a bit, as is Marco.
Run into turn 3, swinging it back left then around turn 4 once again. No opportunities for the overtake here, but on towards the back straight we go. Can he slip into the slipstream here as we kink through right? Nothing going towards the reverse chicane. Here we go, left, uphill, to the right, and again Danish defending the position brilliantly.
Yeah, very much so. I mean, this is an incredible battle, but just a bit further behind. We've lost Jesus Rios now, which is very much unexpected, and Pau Alsina, who is doing so well to really advance through the field of starting from P9, so that's going to be very, very frustrating. Marco Morelli up to P8, but Giulio Pugliese is doing incredibly well in his first ever Junior GP race. I mean, he stepped up and he's really taken the bull by the horns here. He's up to P7.
Yeah, down the front straight we go. Confirmation VEDA Pratama has crashed, but Salmela still leads this group. He manages to hold off the challenges of O'Gorman and Danish down the front straight as they knock off another lap and went 3 abreast. But it's Salmela who is showing classy ride here. Plenty of racecraft on display. So you would have to imagine, with Uriarte's lead up to 5.7 seconds, Uriarte has this one in the bag. He just needs to keep it clean and tidy. The battle for the podium is between these three riders, as we see Jesus Rios, confirmation that he has crashed out. But who is going to pick the final two podium places between these three riders? 3 into 2 doesn't go, Connor.
No, absolutely not. And the real problem here is that these three riders ought to not be battling it out, because they need to be getting ahead and really bringing down that gap with Brian Uriarte. If they weren't scrapping it out here for P2 and P3, then they could just try and get a bit closer and maybe try and drag Brian Uriarte back into it. But with the gap as it is, and this battle as ferocious as it is, that is very, very unlikely. But it's been absolutely sensational from these three.
Yeah, super stuff, super watching. It is tense. It's a high-speed chess match here on Estoril. Casey O'Gorman sandwiched in between Rico Salmela in front of him, his teammates, and Hakim Danish, the Malaysian rider, chasing a first ever Junior GP podium. Down the front straight we go, into the slipstream. Are we going to see any change? O'Gorman moves to the right hand side and now makes his move on Salmela, but Danish pulls to the left and has the better drive of all three of them, and he is now in P2. But as he runs a little bit wide, O'Gorman looking for the inside line on the Malaysian rider, but Danish holds on, the number 13. So your top three is Uriarte, Danish and O'Gorman. Salmela, for the first time in a long time, is now outside of the podium places, but O'Gorman makes an attack on Danish. O'Gorman is now into second position. Brilliant stuff from the young Irish rider at Team Estrella Galicia 0-0. Hakim Danish, he will be fighting tooth and nail now to keep his podium push, his podium dream in Junior GP 25. Junior GP World Championship. He is in a class of his own, the number 51. He just needs to keep it tidy, needs to keep it neat. He's extended his lead to 8 seconds. The battle for the podium, though, it's heating up. It is Danish Salmela over O'Gorman. O'Gorman currently the one to miss out. The Malaysian rider Hakim Danish in P2. He's on for a first podium. Can he hold on? The pressure is building from behind, Connor.
It's building and it's building and it's building. There goes O'Gorman. Can he make his stick? Oh, there's a moment. O'Gorman's down. O'Gorman's down. Well, what frustration. He tried to make the move and found himself falling off as a consequence. That's going to be awful for the Irish rider. It was so close.
Yeah, more disappointment for O'Gorman. He was in the victory fight here last year and crashed out. Race winner in Estoril 2025 is Brian Uriarte.
Absolutely incredible ride from Uriarte. That gap was growing and growing and growing throughout the race. I mean, no one could even come close to the level that he has displayed here today in Estoril.
Second place then, Hakim Danish crosses the line with a comfortable advantage over Rico Salmela. Charge for 6th place there. So it's Uriarte who takes a brilliant victory. What do you have? Just under 8 seconds left. Hakim Danish profiting from the late drama between O'Gorman and Salmela to take his first ever podium in the Junior GP category. Rico Salmela, the Finn, back on the podium in Junior GP. 4th place goes the way of Leonardo Zani, while the battle for 5th, Giulio Pugliese over David Gonzalez, Marco Morelli 7th, Zen Mitani 8th, Joel Esteban, who is ahead of that group, finishing 9th, just ahead of Leo Rammersdorfer inside the top 10. Brian Uriarte then, again a Junior GP race winner. Catch him if you can. 8 seconds advantage. He is a star in the making and another jewel in the crown of Emilia Alzamora. So championship, brilliant stuff from the Malaysian rider, as it was for Rico Salmela. 16 crucial points to start off his campaign and a P3. Victorious here in 2024 in round 2, P3 this time around. It's the start of a good season for Salmela. If he can build that consistency and add those podiums, a title charge just maybe in the offing. However, the rider on screen with the number 1 in front of him is going to take some stopping in 2025. Here we go, some of the highlights. The decisive moment in the podium battle. It was the number 67 of Casey O'Gorman trying to move up the inside. It looks like his front had locked and he made contact then with teammate Rico Salmela. O'Gorman ended up in the gravel, Salmela on the podium, and mixed emotions down in the Estrella Galicia 0-0 box. Pure delight though in the UAX 72 Art Box garage. Brian Uriarte, Junior GP winner once again and by some margin. And he is now speaking with Connor down in Parc Ferme.
That's right, Chris. Brian, what a way to start the 20